Hello to my Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. This is your general reading. This reading is going to be for Sunday, August the 17th through Sunday, August the 24th, which is going to push us the date after. It's going to push us the date after the new moon in Virgo. Okay, so the moon is going to be in Gemini. It's going to be moving from Taurus into Gemini. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. Hopefully you all are relaxing. Hopefully wherever you are, the weather is nice. So the moon in Taurus affects your throat chakra, right? So some of the ways that you can get your throat chakra warmed up is through singing exercises, right? You don't have to be a singer, you know, through vocal exercises, right? Like preparing yourselves for speeches or things like that. You can do those things, right? Because it does affect your throat, right? We're in a moving towards a waning crescent moon. We're in first quarter moon phase. Like preparing yourself to say something, like if you're trying to prepare yourself to say something. Here we hope, I am abundant and prosperous in everything I do. Right, I'm abundant and prosperous in everything I do. Talking to Aquarius. Aquarius was 11th house. 11th house. You are quite an innovative zodiac sign. Quite an innovative zodiac sign. Aquarius. 11th house speaks to friendships and community. It speaks to friendships and community. Thumbs up if you can hear me just fine. If you can hear me okay, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. This is a general reading, okay? So let me know if you can hear me just fine. Currently we have 4 planets that are retrograde. Saturn went retrograde on July 13th. It will be retrograde until November 28th. It went retrograde in Aries, right? That's Saturn, which is your main ruling planet. You're also ruled by Uranus, but it's currently retrograde. Neptune is currently retrograde and went retrograde on the 4th of July. That's retrograde in Aries. Pluto is retrograde in your sign, Aquarius. And this is for even my cross watchers who have Aquarius in your birth chart. Find out what your zodiac sign is also in your 11th house, Aquarius, if you're tuned in as an Aquarius. That went retrograde. Pluto went retrograde May 4th. It'll be retrograde until October 14th. And then Chiron is retrograde. It went retrograde July 30th. It is retrograde in Aries. Also, Mercury, I believe, is post-shadow retrograde, and the Lionsgate portal is now closed, right? So this is the tone here. I am prosperous and abundant in everything I do. Okay? All right? So in praying over your cards prior to pulling your reading, what I was picking up on, Aquarius, is your 10th house, actually. So find out what your zodiac sign is in your 10th house. And what I was picking up on, 10th house speaks to your calling, right? Which is what you were called to do, your vocation, right? So 10th house speaks to your career and your vocation. So your career is something that you build, and your vocation is something that you feel you're called to do, right? So this inner calling, right? But what I was picking up on is, because I really want you all to learn how to close out cycles in love and not get caught up in confusion. So I am speaks to, like, for those of you all who are creating like affirmation cards, Aries, the zodiac sign Aries is the I am sign. Like you all are the I universalized sign, but Aries is the I am sign, okay? And so a high vibrating Aries, and this is where, this is about first impression, right? So Aries rules first house. We're not talking about in Aries, so we're crystal clear. But Aries rules first house. And Aries, a high vibrating Aries is courageous, energetic, pioneering. But a low vibrating Aries is impulsive, aggressive, and also impatient, right? So when people are impatient and finding out like about prosperity and abundance in everything they do, they can assume certain things about you, almost like, and the symbol is a ram, right? And so they can kind of like ram their way into stepping over boundaries. Your zodiac sign, Saturn, is a planet of boundaries, right? It's a very serious outer planet. You're ruled by 2 outer planets, right? Generational planets, a planet of boundaries, right? And so what I was picking up on is energies who may have been tired of waiting on you to build, Aquarius, your abundance and your prosperity, and basically ramming their way into overstepping boundaries. Sometimes it looks like monitoring spirits. Sometimes it looks like it's their way or the highway. And so hopefully in this reading, I can offer you some words of encouragement. I'm channeling messages. I'll let you know if I'm tossing anything personal in there, but I'm channeling messages in my reading. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. And thank you to those of you all who have sent me your information if you're on YouTube, so we can all follow each other. We're part of a community here. And if you have a YouTube channel, some of you all have already sent me your information. So again, if you're new, you want me to follow your YouTube channel, that's how you get your information out there. That's how you get your count up. That's how you get people to follow you on social media. That's how you get your views and visits up, all of that. It's not just about how many followers you have, it's about your views and visits. You want people to know, you want to get your information out there. You want people to follow your information, right? So follow your content, right? You're putting up content, and consistency is key, right? It's not a competition. If you feel like you were called to do something, you have something unique and special to add to something special and unique to add to things. You don't want to get into any beefs, any war with anybody. Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is a fighting planet. It's a energy planet, right? So you want to put your energy towards your calling. If you feel like Source called you to do something, that's what you want to put your energy towards through prayer and asking Source for clarity, and then trusting Source will fight your battles, right? That Source will fight your battles, right? That Source will fight your battles. All right. Okay. So what I was picking up on, let me put a card down first. So what's the current situation, Source, for my Aquarius? What is the current situation for my Aquarius? What is the current situation happening for my Aquarius? What is the current situation for my Aquarius, Source? Oh, death. Okay. So you're on the rebirth side of something. You're on the rebirth side of something. Okay. So somebody wants to change, someone wants to tie you to something. So death is connects us with Scorpio, right? Someone wants to connect you to something. So let me help you with something here. I want to help you with something. Because you all are pretty forward-thinking zodiac signs, I want to help you with something. I'm also going to help you all with some questions about some things too, because a lot of you all have left a lion's den. Yeah, a lot of you all have left a lion's den of source of coming out of like a survival mode, right? So I'm gonna help you all with something. So we're talking about inner calling, and we're talking about career, right? So a lot of people who have this, I'm going to overstep boundaries, and I'm going to find out why something ended, right? Why something ended. We got to find out. We're not getting enough information fast enough. This is impulsive behavior. And this is what I was praying for you all before turning on the camera. Just overall, just the collective, right? You got to be real careful with impulsive spirits, because let me insert a personal story here. So I was on a particular ministry. It was in a particular ministry with in a particular place, right? Which I absolutely loved the leaders, right? And still do have a high level of respect for them. And, still pray for them. But when I left, and it was for no reason, nothing that they did personally. But I was approached by some people after them, who wanted me to come and serve under them. And, which was really, really disappointing, because I'm thinking to myself, as much as these leaders helped you all have the audacity to put a sword in their back. As much as they have helped as many people as they have helped, you have the audacity to, that's not what I said, but I was just thinking, I just politely just declined. I just said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Because that wasn't my first time experiencing that, right? People will assume all sorts of things. And I'm saying this because the moon is moving into Gemini. The moon is moving into Gemini, Aquarius. And you all are an incredibly smart sign. People will assume all sorts of things about you all, Aquarius. You all are known for your friendliness. And people will assume when you leave things that you're hopping on, like this right here, hopping on a horse. Like hopping in a beef, hopping in a division of something. Like you're hopping on like you're joining, like jumping. That's what I was looking for, a term, like jumping on a bandwagon of sorts. Like you're the reason why, like helping something to end when you may not be, right? And there's a lot of people out here that are actually doing good and helping people, right? And so when people are assuming the worst about people who have helped you, Aquarius, and you know that there are people, I could have gone back to a particular couple and said to them, guess what this other couple is doing to try to, pull people away. But I just said, let me remove myself from the equation. I would rather just pray about it and just completely, spirit, body, everything, remove myself from a situation completely, remove myself from a situation completely. It's not worth getting in the middle of drama at all. It's not worth really getting in the middle of anything. So when you end things because you prayed on it and you moved on, okay? Just move on. Just move on. Especially with people that you highly respect and regard, and you just say, okay, you rather just pray about things and just move on. People, places, and things. If it's a job that source told you to move on from, move on, right? Move on. That's going to keep you prosperous and abundant in everything that you do. Just move on, right? People will try to send monitoring spirits. I remember I heard this spiritual leader, who was no longer alive, by the way, talk about monitoring spirits, right? And people will send all types of monitoring spirits to find out what's going on in your life, like to find out what's going on in your life, to report back the stuff. You don't have to live in paranoia, I'm telling you. You don't have to live in paranoia whatsoever. Remain prosperous and abundant in everything that you do. If you feel like you were called to do something, get your rest, right? So this is the current situation here. So let me continue channeling messages for you all. Continue channeling messages for you. You're on the rebirth side. This lets me know that someone is trying to attach you to something, right? In other words, you've broken some kind of chain. You're just continuing to break generational cycles, chains, and curses. Remember, the death card connects you to Pluto, right? Pluto is currently retrograde in your zodiac sign, and it's retrograde from May 4th to October 14th, right? And then remember, Pluto will be in Aquarius until, I want to say 2043, okay? Until 2043, right? Until 2043. All right, are there any blockages? Any blockages whatsoever? Any blockages? Yeah, when things end, people look for all sorts of reasons because they don't know. Here we have the Six of Cups here. Yeah, Six of Cups connects us also with Scorpio. So let me put this here. Let me see, make sure you can see the cards, right? Because this is a major arcana, minor arcana, right? So Six of Cups is water, right? So this is where, again, source, you being in the house, you could be in the house, right? So something has ended, right? And so this is where you learn something at a very early age. Like you learn something about divisive spirits. Like when something ends, how people will feel like they have to choose a side. I'm telling you, always choose up, like to raise your frequency. Don't operate in that fleshly sense, right? This color yellow connects us with the solar plexus chakra, right? Which is in the physical sense, right? Remember, you're an air sign, so it connects us with the heart chakra. And you're talking about operating in the spirit of love, right? So this is where you make the connection. This is where you make the connection. So you got to remember that because it's the element of air, which is related to thinking, the heart has a mind of its own, which is different from, the third chakra. You make sure, because I'm kind of hearing some kind of, making sure you can hear me just fine, right? Which is quite different from that of the third chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra. This color yellow here, even though cups connects us with sacral chakra, right? Whereas the solar plexus chakra likes to focus on the differences between things and judge and compare them. The heart chakra likes to accept and equalize. So it sees the commonalities and the connection, right? And so the positive qualities of the heart chakra is love, trust, gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, kindness, healing, equanimity, right? And so you staying in the house and minding your business and saying you don't want any parts of when something ends, you don't want to be a part of someone's beef, someone's divide or divisive spirit or whatever the case may be. Like I gave you that example, you don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a part of drama. You just do not want to be a part of something. You've gotten some kind of, something has been passed on to you. This is something has been passed on to you. So you could have, this connects us with Scorpio. So Scorpio rules 8th house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 8th house, whoever you are. And you don't have to be an Aquarius sun sign. Let me just make sure we're clear with this. You don't have to be an Aquarius, but find out what your Aquarius sun, moon, rising, Venus. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 8th house. Even my cross watchers tuned in, because this is a gift that has been passed on to you to say, vibrate up, right? So sacral chakra, right? This is where it doesn't have to be a blockage for you, right? So sacral chakra, so whereas the root chakra is about stability, stillness, planning, the sacral chakra is about change, flow, spontaneity. And so the sacral chakra is about learning to be in relationship with another. And it's developed between the ages of 8 years old and 14 years old, right? And so sacral chakra, the main focus is about intimacy and emotions, right? And so being connected with your emotions. Just basically, like I gave you all the example with like leaving, and I don't need to say what ministry it was that I was a part of, which gave me great joy to be a part of the ministry. And I can't even say, the invaluable lessons and experiences and what was poured into me from a particular couple, and how much I still respect this particular couple, even to this day. And to hear something very disappointing from someone that I know that they poured into as well. And I'm just like, wow, just the sneakiness that people do behind some people's backs. Just like, wow, when stuff ends, Source is saying to you, don't ever get involved in that kind of stuff, right? And that's something I'm sharing with my collective community. Don't get involved in that stuff. Don't even join in the reindeer games. Don't, right? So that's how you're going to remain prosperous and abundant in everything that you do. Don't even get involved in that. So when it comes to go back to the basics. Go back to basics. Go back to this childlike faith. That's what you're going back to. You're going back to whatever you were called to do. This is where you say, nope, you're staying in the house, you're staying out of something. That's what you're going back to. When something has ended, you're going back to basics. What were you called to do? That's right. What were you called to do? What do you like to do to nurture yourself? When something has ended, you're like, I'm not a part of such and such. Let me get back to basics. I'm abundant and prosperous in everything that I do. I'm not a part of such and such, right? What about the distant past? What about the distant past? Right? So 3 of Pentacles here. Right? 3 of Pentacles. Because people are talking about something now. People are talking about something. Right? Because something has ended and people are talking about something. And people are saying, well, wait a minute. Somebody is in the house. The people are now saying Aquarius was not a part of something. Right? And I'm talking about high vibrating Aquarius. Aquarius wasn't a part of something. What are you talking about? Because 3 is an inspired action. Like I said, you're Aquarius. What are people talking about now? Aquarius wasn't a part of something. So something around prosperity, something around abundance, something around, like, people are being vulnerable. Doesn't necessarily mean somebody was naked, right? But naked can mean like vulnerable, right? This writing right here could be like a part of like some kind of vulnerability. Could be around some kind of contractual. In the physical, it could be something in the water. Could mean like emotional, or something somebody could have cried because of a death, or like the ending of something, or whatever. Somebody could have poured out, or something happened, right? You see this person right here is probably passed out. Something dark, may have happened. Something happened, right? But death obviously is something happened that people are talking about. People are talking about something. What about your strengths? What about, okay, so let me see. The distant past. Yeah, because people are talking about something. What about the recent past? Lovers. So something must have ended in a relationship with someone, whether it's a partnership in business or partnership in love. Something ended with a partnership in business or partnership in love. And that's what I mean, like inner calling or vocation. Like something was called, yeah. And so people are trying to put like pieces of things together, like trying to figure out like who was a part of something, like what happened. If somebody was in the house, like what happened with such and such. People are talking about something now, like who all was there, like who all was a part of something, like what happened with something, right? So this right here, So again, you're keeping your vibrations high. Here we have the Lovers card here. And so people are secretly like doing stuff behind people's backs, or like having conversations, or they're part of something. Stuff is just kind of being exposed here. This is the Lovers card, right? Or people are saying like horrible things about you behind your back, and you're leaving behind situations, and your intentions behind people are sincere or pure, or you're not saying, making disparaging comments about people behind their back. You're not saying anything negative about people behind their backs or anything like that. And you're just like, okay, you don't want to be a part of anything that's going to help tear somebody down or anything. I don't want to be a part of that, right? So something is coming across your path, like in terms of possibly a leadership position here, and possibly, because again, you have a lot of gifts and talents, right? Because you're on the rebirth side, whoever you are. So you're coming on as a part of a leadership, possibly a leadership position, because something in you, a gift has been passed down. Like you have a lot of spiritual gifts, whoever you are, you have a lot of spiritual gifts here that have been passed down to you, right? Because something in you died a long time ago, like in terms of just divisive spirits, like being a part of something like that. Something about that turns you off. It completely turns you off as a humanitarian. It's just like kind of like having that spirit of like, which irritates divisive spirits. It is like, why can't we all just get along? Kind of spirit, like what we're all a part of the human race. Why can't we just get along with each other? What is the problem, right? So something is and this is what's making you abundant and prosperous in everything that you do, right? So when people try to strip you down to your vulnerability, like what's under there, by sending monitoring spirits, like, okay, what's behind closed doors? Let's send monitoring spirits. That's why some of you all will spray bugs until the can is almost out. All you see is just like the foam, and the bug is still breathing. Like the bug's like, okay, this can't be a bug. Like this can't actually be a real fly. This can't actually be a real something. Like, what is this, right? What is this really? So you're making a decision here. You're making a decision here. You're making some kind of a decision here. Because you're in receiving mode of something. You're in receiving mode of something. This is receiving mode. Source really wants you all to live a softer life, Aquarius. Your energy is directed outward. Your energy is directed outward. But Source really wants you all to live a softer life. This is where the decision comes in. So when the moon moves into Gemini, just so we're crystal clear, when the moon moves into Gemini, this is where, and Gemini rules third house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your third house, okay? And by the way, for those of you all who have taken my tarot class, the one-on-one class, I've enjoyed meeting each and every one of you all. But for those of you all, your third house, find out what your zodiac sign is for your third house. Gemini rules third house. Here are some questions for you before we get back to getting back into your spread here. Gemini is a changeable creature, the social butterfly, the time traveler, right? And so the one with the portfolio career, he diversifies your story and wants you to live many lives in one lifetime, gaining experience by learning, connecting, communicating, and diving into a variety of projects. So if you feel stuck in a rut, this energy is your best ally to push you to try something else, to choose a new path. And Gemini's change is not incremental, but radical. So this is the portal the universe gave us for flipping the switch and changing, our life in an instant. So yes, we can do that now, right? So it's like turning a light on. It's like turning a light on. So this is your opportunity to go through another portal, right? Right? Because something, you've made a decision, you've gone through another portal, because some energies were impulsive. They figured, okay, something has ended, and somebody was tired of waiting. Somebody was tired of waiting to find out answers. Instead of people, either they don't have your number, or they don't know how to contact you. So it's rather than just, reaching out to you directly, people just, whoever, I don't know who these energies are, but you have a leadership position coming your way, so make a decision. Whoever you are, if you have a leadership position coming your way, make a decision. So congratulations to you there, but this keeps you balanced. Something is going to keep you balanced out, right? Here's some questions for you when the moon is in Gemini. Do you feel there's an area of your life in need of radical change, like your work, your relationships, well-being, or your home life? Second question is, what's getting in the way of you changing your story? Third question is, how can you inject a more childlike curiosity into your life? And then fourth would be, who are the 5 people you can get in touch with who could help you on your journey? And that could be 5 books, that could be 5 people, places, or things, like 5 experiences. Again, we're talking about, the Lovers card is not necessarily about lovers. It's also about decisions, people, places, or things. Like people, places, or things. It's like there's some people who wanted you out of the house so bad to find out what was going on in your life, that the whole idea of you being a homebody, whoever you are, like nurturing what was going on in your life, people were just jumping to conclusions. It's like people were like, nah, come again, they're a homebody. Aquarius is a homebody, come again with something else, because Aquarius is a homebody, you gotta come again with something else. No, that's not true. Aquarius is a homebody. You gotta come with something else, right? So getting back to your reading. So again, make a decision. Make a decision. Like I said, you have a leadership position headed your way. Here's the 8 of Swords here. 8 of Swords here. So some kind of restriction. So this lets me know that someone is highly intuitive. This lets me know that someone is highly intuitive. This is, people were jumping to conclusions, almost like the high vibration of a Scorpio is the rebirth side. It's like, if y'all ever, the best way I can kind of describe it is the House of Mirrors. If you've ever gone to a carnival, the House of Mirrors, where you like look around, it's like you almost like you feel like you can duplicate yourself everywhere, right? Is you have a lot of copycats. Whoever you are, you have a lot of copycats, right? But you're a homebody, so somebody had a lot of copycats. People were jumping to conclusions about you, but you have a lot of copycats. Yep, you have a lot of copycats. And those copycats wanted you restricted, whoever you are. And people jumping to conclusions. But you're also highly intuitive. This is a gift that you have, right? So in other words, if you say something kind about somebody, like people could know your heart, Aquarius, whoever you are. You could be a person who has a really, really good heart. Like the example that I gave you, people almost want you to come back and report to them. Guess what? This couple said something about this other couple. And what did they say? They said this, like the back and forth. That's not what a high vibrating Aquarius is not about that. It's just not about that. You just remove yourself completely from the equation. And if people sit back and kind of go back through their mind and think about it, they like, yeah, okay. They haven't really seen you on the same kind of ministry. And if I'm just using that as an example, since then they come back and they think about it, they go, oh yeah, they haven't seen you on the same kind of ministry since then. Okay, makes sense. Okay, all right, makes sense. So yeah, see this water right here drying up? People just wanted something to dry up. This is what I talk about, like you all like have already gone ahead, in advance. Like it's like this is the portal from age 6. Somebody saw something in their youth of just being around divisive spirits. This house right here, being around divisive spirits. Maybe you saw it in a schoolhouse, how like teachers you know, this could be a schoolhouse. It doesn't necessarily mean your house. It could have been a schoolhouse where you may have seen teachers, you know, like whose classroom is the better classroom. Maybe you saw it in an apartment complex where you live, you know, just, you know, somebody's talking about they want to borrow some sugar and winking a little extra hard at somebody else's husband or wife, like whatever you may have seen. Right? Whatever you saw, somebody saw divisive spirits, and something in you may have died about when it comes to those types of spirits. Right? People trying to dress alike. A lot of it has to do with water. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that surrounds it and guides it, right? So it could have been a geographical location where you grew up at, where everybody dressed alike, everybody looks alike, everybody copies each other, you know, somebody in a leadership position where somebody thinks that, okay, this person is abundant and prosperous in everything they do. I got to copy every little thing that somebody else does. So that means if somebody's on a particular ministry or whatever, and they feel like that's how they became prosperous by having that person, we're going to steal that person from somebody. But you got to have somebody smart enough to say they don't want to be a part of that kind of divisive behavior, right? But impulsive energies will do that kind of stuff. Right? So a lot of money is coming across your path. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles. A lot of money is coming across your path. This is the near future. Your strength, this is a strength for you. So you're making a decision. Your strength is that even with blindfolds and you like literally not seeing something, you see it. You see it in the spiritual realm. Like somebody has the ability to see. It's like you because the mirror is a portal. This doesn't really show a mirror, right? Even when you feel like creatively water speaks to second house, but source speaks to heart. Even when you love people and they can't see you a certain kind of way, you still see them. You see them. You make the connection in love. You still love people who will stick a sword in you. It's like you'll say, whoever you are, you'll say, okay, even if these people will hurt you, whoever these energies are in your personal or your professional life, if it came down to it and they were in a situation where they needed help, if they were vulnerable, this right here, if they were vulnerable and they needed help, nah, pedal to the metal, you there. You making phone calls, you're going to make a decision to help somebody. Right? And that is worth a lot. No respecter of person. Right? So keep your vibrations high. Somebody was in a very, very poisonous environment. Somebody was in a very, very poisonous environment with a master manipulator. Very poisonous environment. But something is closed out. Something is closed out. Somebody was determined to bring the worst out in you. Absolutely determined to bring the worst out in you. Because somebody wanted to see this be you. They wanted to see this be you. This was two to three energies who wanted to see this be you. This is why you're abundant and prosperous in everything that you do, because when you left a lion's den, of course, this is a color here, right? This color, the solar plexus chakra, you went right into prayer warrior mode. Somebody did something to you and somebody else that you love for money, solely for money, for big money. That's all it was worth, was just for money. So you know when you're called to do something, you're getting your instructions from source, right? Somebody is a changeling. So listen to your intuition. Your ex wants to return. That is going to be a no. It's time to heal your wounded warrior. This is your prayer warrior. So ask source for clarity. Check your request list again, right? Don't look back. Follow your heart. Your gifts have increased. Trust your first mind. Take a leap of faith. You made a positive impact on them, right? Schedule a vacation. For whoever you are, time to ground yourselves. Let go and let God. Third eye chakra cleanse. Toss it into a burning bowl, right? You're healing from the pain that they caused, right? You have the gift of clairaudience. Again, I'm going to say it again if you've been tuned into my channel. When you know people and you love people and you talk to them on a regular basis, you can... Listen, the symbol for this is snake, right? And you see it here. The duality of a snake, the light side of it, not only do you have a Kundalini experience or a spiritual awakening, however long it takes, it's not the same, but is divine feminine energy, right? Divine feminine energy, right? That's why something is a firm no for you. Like the couple that I named, it's a spiritual couple, religious, whatever you want to say. Sometimes people use the word interchangeably, right? But there's a lot of people I can speak very, very highly of. The only reason I don't, because it's tarot, and I don't want to offend anyone who doesn't believe in tarot, who doesn't watch it or whatever. But you'll see the more and more you exchange, the more and more exchange. That's why I say, exchange your information. We're living if people are putting their information on social media, you'll start to see how much people have in common. This is what some people really wanted for you. They really wanted it for you. So they figure, okay, so you leave, okay, so they'll take it out on whoever you love, because they wanted to monitor, they wanted to see, they wanted to see how, if they could bring out the worst in you. But no, you trust God that much. Right, 20, I am harmonious. So you relate to others on an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. Remain harmonious. Remain harmonious. If there's other people that's beefing with other people or have a problem with somebody else, don't even insert yourself. Remove yourself, because good and well, somebody did something good for somebody else and they like, okay, you looking at them like, So, suffering in silence. Somebody wanted to create an environment for somebody because they know that you pick up because of your spiritual gifts. Because of your spiritual gifts. Somebody wanted you to suffer in silence. They wanted you and somebody to suffer in silence. So this is why your faith in source is a lot stronger. Lighten your load. Yeah, lighten your load. So whoever this energy is, they figure you left them, so they're going to make you pay for leaving them. Whoever this energy is, feel like, and I'm talking to men and women, just so we're crystal clear. Somebody feel like since you left them, they're going to make you pay for leaving them. They're going to hurt you, right? It happens, I'm telling y'all, it happens in personal and professional lives. It happens everywhere. It happens in churches. It happens in mosques. It happens in temples. It happens in friendships. It happens in family. Name it. It happens everywhere. This is the human race. People's egos are bruised. How dare somebody leave somebody? They're going to make whoever they feel like is the weakest energy that they can take advantage of, and they feel like they're going to take advantage of. It's like I told y'all. Yeah. Sacred goddess. I think that's it. I think that is it. All right, that's what I have for you. And hopefully those questions helped you significantly. Yeah, hopefully those questions helped you significantly. But you'd be surprised. Source will expose it all. Source will expose it all. Will expose it all. But somebody is highly spiritually gifted. Whoever you are, highly, highly spiritually gifted. And it's about to really expose. I mean, you probably know, but I don't know that you scratch the surface. That is, whatever it is you're doing is an inner calling directly from source. But get ready for the other side of something has transformed of just how nurturing you are when it comes to just, just how nurturing someone is, someone who is in their divine feminine energy, right? And just how necessary it is. All right, that's what I have for you. Bye.